Good afternoon. Mhm. So this is our first session for the Ielts speaking, and I guess before we start, can you introduce a little bit about yourself so that we can get to know each other a little bit more?
My full name is Dr. Chun, and I am working for South Academy. We like the one company in the education field section. So right now I'm 24 and I'm trying to get a master degree in my field. So it requires IELTS. So that's why
Oh, that's good to know. Can you share with me a little bit about what are you studying right now?
I'm studying business administration.
Business administration. So you already finished your bachelor degree at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a demo session, and I'm gonna introduce to you how to answer a part two question. Okay. So do you have any idea about the structure of the IELTS speaking test?
I took an IELTS test at a center before, but I never studied IELTS before.
Oh, really? Well, so this is a part two of the IELTS speaking test. You're supposed to speak for as long as 2 minutes. Okay. So the examiner is gonna give you a cue card, and on that cue card there will be a question like this. The wording of the question is pretty simple. It's always started with the word describe. Right? So in this case, you have to describe a meal that you enjoyed eating in a restaurant. And do you know what these are?
Questions I can use.
What?
Questions I can use to answer.
Yeah, kind of. These are the cues. Yeah, these are the cues, which can really help you in structuring your answer. Because I mean, you have 1 minute to prepare for all the speaking content you are going to speak in 2 minutes, right? So we all know that 1 minute is a very small amount of time, right? We can't really think much about the content. So if you are in the case when you don't really know what to say, then these might help. Yeah, but of course, if you are gonna study with me, then we are gonna work together to handle all of the questions before taking the test. Okay, so this is our first question. When talking about a meal, what idea that comes up in your mind?
A meal at a restaurant. First thing is I eat about a restaurant.
Okay, pho. Well, normally we eat pho in food vendors or street vendors. So what kind of restaurant are you talking about here? Oh, really? Okay. So that's okay. So where is that restaurant?
I eat there a lot.
Yeah, but where is that restaurant?
It's down Market Street.
Okay. So for the first main point, I'm gonna write some of your information here. Okay. So it's on Market Street. How far is it? How far is it from your home?
It's about 5 minutes riding, going by bike.
5 minutes going by motorbike. And you just told me that you ate at this restaurant a lot.
Yeah, every morning.
Oh, okay. So this is your go-to place to have breakfast. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if there is a place that you usually go to do something, you can say that it is your go-to place.
Go-to place?
Yeah, like
Oh,
this.
okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, in this question, we can spend quite a significant amount of time to describe the location of the place. And you can use some structures like it is located plus a preposition plus the name of the street. What prepositions should we use here? Yes, very good. It's on, right? It's on. Okay. It is located on Hoàng Street. Okay. But I think you should change a little bit about the order on how to describe the name of the street, because this is Vietnamese, right? This is Vietnamese, and if our pronunciation is not really clear, then the examiner might not be able to distinguish what we are trying to say. So in case you want to tell the examiner the exact name of the street, you should say the street named Hoàng Quốc Việt. That's better. So it takes you 5 minutes riding motorbike there. Okay. Can you walk there?
It's quite far and in the morning, so I would not want to walk there.
Oh, that's a good point you can add into your answer, right? You can tell the examiner about the reason why you are going by bike, right? You can expand this point. Because it's in the morning. So what happens in the morning actually, can you explain in detail?
What do you mean?
So what is the connection between morning and going by motorbike?
In the morning I wake up, I'm hungry and lazy, so I want to eat breakfast. So I bike and go to the restaurant.
Okay. So it's more convenient, right, to take the motorbike. It's more convenient to use the motorbike. Just wake up, feeling lazy and hungry. Hungry is an okay adjective, but if you're very hungry, what adjective should we use?
Starving.
Starving, very good. Starving. Sometimes we should use adjectives, extreme adjectives. Okay? I think that the examiner is going to be impressed if we are able to use extreme adjectives. Okay? So for the first cue, we can expand it with a couple of sentences. So moving on to what you ate, I think this is the most difficult part because in order to describe a dish in details, we need a lot of vocabulary strongly related to the topic, right? Okay. So let's talk about pho then. What do you know about pho already?
What I know about
What is it made of?
it's made of rice noodle.
It is made of rice noodles.
Beef
Beef.
and broth.
Yes, broth.
And I really enjoy eating it with onion.
Oh, very So if you enjoy the pho with onion. I think that these pieces of information are enough for you to talk about this cue. So can you try making sentences about this part?
Okay, so what is the dish that made the rice noodle
Mhm.
and pork?
Mm-hmm.
And in my case, I add onion to it
Mm-hmm.
to have more flavor.
Mm-hmm. To have more flavor, right? To have more flavor. We can use an adjective here, which is definitely better than the word more. It starts with the letter R. Richer flavor. Yeah. It's kind of hard to explain, but in Vietnamese we would say hương vị béo ngậy, có nhiều hương vị, giàu hương vị. You can give a little bit of introduction to the pho, how important it is to the Vietnamese cuisine, and what does it mean by cuisine?
The culture,
Cuisine,
cuisine,
yeah, cuisine.
traditional food.
Yeah, all the food that are typically eaten in a culture, right?
Yeah.
So can you give me a little bit of introduction about the pho?
So it's like a traditional dish of Vietnamese people.
Mm-hmm. A traditional dish. Very cool. What else?
It has been eaten for like as long as I can remember.
Oh, as long as you can remember. Okay. You have what? You have eaten. You have eaten the pho for as long as you can remember.
Yeah.
It should be you have been eaten, right?
Yeah.
The present perfect progressive tense should be used here. I mean, just to indicate that you are likely to continue to eat pho in the future. Huh? Just a little bit of modification. Yes. Okay, that's good. So, what about this one? What about the third point?
No. Who ate the meal with you?
Mm-hmm.
Normally I eat it alone.
Yes. So I guess that piece of information is something that the examiner can expect already, right?
Yeah.
Because he can deduce that from the previous part of your speech. Do you agree? Because you already say that you wake up in the morning, right? You feel hungry, you ride a motorbike, right? It's very likely that you're gonna eat a pho.
There are two seats.
What?
There are two seats on the motorbike.
To what?
Seats?
There are two seats on the motorbike. Okay. But let's say, if the piece of information is something the examiner can expect, what is the phrase that we can use to lead to the piece of information that the examiner can predict?
What do you mean by that?
What is the phrase that we can use before talking about a piece of information that the examiner can predict or can expect based on the previous information that you have given to him.
As usual.
Hmm?
As usual.
As usual? I don't think so. In my case, I would like to use as you can probably guess, or as you can probably imagine. He can imagine this, right? So if the piece of information is something that the examiner can guess based on previous information you have given him, then use this phrase. I mean, we don't have to always use linking phrases in our speech. It's not like Ielts writing, but it's good once in a while to use, right? To use them. So talking about can you try paraphrasing this? So talking about who
Go to the restaurant with.
who I go to the restaurant with. Okay. And then ask the phrase that I just told you about. Okay. As you can probably imagine. I
I go to the restaurant alone.
alone. Okay. I go to the restaurant alone. Okay. 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 So let's run this whole speech one more time. Do you feel like it is lacking something?
I don't know how to start.
Yes, you don't know how to start, right? So how to start this one? Can you think of a way to begin your answer, to make it sound more natural?
Sound more natural.
Good, because it's weird, right? It's weird if we just jump right into talking about the location of the restaurant.
When I go to a restaurant, I usually choose a restaurant where I can eat first.
Okay, it's good, but I think a safer approach would be something this simple. Today I'm gonna talk to you about something. I think that's enough. About a restaurant named Ielts. Okay, that's it. You can take advantage of this sentence to use relative clause, because in the middle of your speech there are so many pieces of information that you need to say. It's hard to control the advanced grammar. So it's good, in my opinion, to include some advanced grammar in the beginning and in the end of the answer. So what is the function of relative clause?
To
To
connect.
connect what? Really, is it the true purpose of relative clause? Relative clause is there to either add more information about an existing sentence or to clarify the subject or the object. Okay. So in this case, you're going to use relative clause to clarify the object.
Cho mình ngắt một chút nhé, vì mình đã quá hơn 20 phút rồi ấy. Thì bây giờ nếu mà mình có cái phần nào mong muốn cho học viên luyện tập hay là mình muốn truyền tải cho học viên thì bạn có thể đẩy nhanh hơn một chút được không?
Okay. Which I frequent. Can you guess the meaning of the word frequent? I usually go. I usually go. Right? Usually we see this one as an adjective, right? And it is pronounced as frequent. An adjective, the adjective form is frequent. Right? So when you frequent a place, it means that you go to that place a lot. Okay, let's link everything together. Can you start speaking now, please?
Today I'm going to talk to you about a restaurant in Ielts, which I frequent.
Yes.
It is located on the street.
No.
It is located on the street
Name.
Yeah. The restaurant is 5 minutes. Took me 5 minutes going by to get there.
It took you 5 minutes?
It
It takes you 5 minutes.
take me 5 minutes to go there by bike. It's like my go-to place
When it comes to
eating breakfast.
every morning,
Every morning I wake up and
feeling
I feel very lazy
and
like I'm starving.
So
I would take my bike to go there.
okay, very good. Move on.
The dish that I usually eat there is pho. Pho is made a rice noodle, beef, broth, and with an additional onion to make it richer
In flavor, yes.
flavor.
Very good.
Pho is a traditional food of Vietnamese people. I have been eating pho for as long as I can remember.
Okay.
As you can tell, I go there alone.
Okay. I think that's a great answer. That's a great answer for a start.
Chắc là vì thời gian thì bạn có thể brief qua cho mình phần còn lại của bài giảng của bạn thiết kế.
Thực ra thì mình không có chuẩn bị gì cả, mình chỉ chuẩn bị đúng một câu hỏi như này thôi. Mình không có dự định là sẽ theo cái sách của trung tâm ấy. Thì mình thấy là nếu mà dạy speaking trong cái thời lượng 5 tháng thì cũng chỉ đủ để trải qua hết tất cả những cái topic của bộ đề quý thôi. Thì mình sẽ dạy theo đề và hướng dẫn diễn đàn. Thì tất nhiên đối với học sinh mà 3 đúng không? 3, 4 thì sẽ không thể như bạn được. Thì ví dụ nếu mình sẽ hỏi người ta muốn nói cái gì và mình sẽ hướng dẫn như
Chắc là cái phần đầu vào bạn chưa nắm được.